I heard you talking about the fact that you're also a victim.
Yes, I was in 2014. Yes.
How old were you then?
I was 20. I was 20. I was still at university at the time. I got and the perpetrator, for money paid 1,000 rand.
The problem in here, bro, it's corruption. The justice system has failed. 1,000 rand. If you make a public spectacle of 10 men, 20 men, 30 men who are carrying out such crimes, everyone would have learned their lesson. Not this thing where I'm found guilty, there's evidence, and I pay 1,000 rand and I walk away.
It's been everywhere on the news. Like a lot of news outlets have covered it. It's of a 7-year-old girl, For Cwecwe, that's her name, who was violated on the school grounds. I mean, geez, it was very hard to read. You know, for the most part, I was just reading the backlash that came with it from political parties, religious organizations, different news outlets speaking about the lack of justice that was exercised in this particular case. And to my better knowledge, it still hasn't been concluded, right? Like there's still so much happening in the background, and it just begs the question, why does it take so long? Like, why is it so complex? It seems like it's such an uphill battle to get justice.
I personally don't understand why. Because, mind you, 5 months ago.
Yeah, November is a long time ago, bro.
5 months ago till now, nothing.
Yo.
I'll fight for my child until I sweat blood. If it means I need to die because I'm finished justice for my child, it's okay.
She took it upon herself to make it known because everything else failed.
Mind you, her mother's a police person too, isn't she? Wow.
She's in a place of authority, but everything else failed.
Still, like you're part of the system, and the very system that you use to, earn a living, to defend people, the very same system that you defend
is failing you.
Fails you, but that's an epic fail, bro, to that extent.
So now imagine if it's failing her, what more of the common person?
What more of a common person? Like, you've got to be scared, as the average Joe who isn't isn't a member of the system. Like, how does that make you feel?
Scared, bro. That's scary. That's flipping scary, though. Because, I mean, we don't want to go into the whole story because it's very horrific, yeah?
Yeah. No.
And there's quite a lot of gaps because, in summary, it happened at the school. From what I got to read, the principal at that particular point was not at the school. The girl was waiting for a transport, and the caretaker told her to start sweeping the classroom. A 7-year-old girl swept the classroom. And from there, it's like they drugged her.
Yo.
Then the only thing she remembers is the caretaker waking her up to say the transport is here.
Wow. That's so sad, bro. Like, that's sad is too small a word to use, bro. That's disgusting.
So that's the whole thing. And of course, they were saying the principal did not want to give his DNA.
The principal is refusing to give up.
Refused.
Yes. Has he done so?
He has done so. So we're waiting for results right now because there are like 3 suspects in all this. I believe it's the driver, it's the caretaker, and it's the principal. And one of the reasons why the principal... You know what? Let's just watch the videos, yeah?
On the 30th of October, I received a call from the principal's office saying that principal is inviting me for a meeting that will be held at the school premises on the 31st at 10. I accepted and I was ready for the meeting. And then I went to the meeting, and when I arrived, he was busy on his computer desktop. And then we sat, and she was like, no, I feel sorry for what happened to you, but now I want to know what is happening. So I had to tell everything and also what the child has told me. And afterwards, and the principal had 2 for A4 papers that were written. On the first one is the one that he says he will support us. He's sorry for what happened to us. If we need any assistance, we can come forward. He will assist and all the stuff. And the second page is the one that started to be a problem with me as a parent, because with the points that he listed in there, reputation of the school, because he kept on complaining about the rumors that were circulating, that are circulating. I asked her who's circulating the rumors, because now I'm being threatened and intimidated by the principal, telling me that I should not talk about this thing. And he thought I was professional. I would understand what he wrote on the letter, talking about the community that will take out their kids from school if these rumors spreads, and the reputation of the school, and also if I keep on spreading the rumors, then I'll face legal consequences. I asked, oh, okay, fine. Now you're trying by all means to threaten me. So you want me to be quiet about this whole issue and focus on you and treat you well. But my child was sent to go and sweep the floor, and now we are facing such incident. And I asked him, who has an authority to send the child and sweep the classrooms? He said, the staff. I said, oh, okay. I got so emotional on the day, to a point whereby he did mention that I'm recording, but that was
This very narrative of wanting to protect the school's reputation, right? So avoiding the school getting into disrepute.
Yeah.
Funny enough, is nothing new. Like
No, it's nothing
many schools in their code of conduct, one of the worst things that you could do is what? Putting the school into disrepute.
Yeah.
That warrants expulsion. So you mean to tell me that the school's reputation is more important than this girl's dignity, than this girl's safety, than this girl's sanity?
Yes,
Is that what you're telling us?
According to that principle, yes. That's crazy, yeah?
Crazy is a light way of
Disregard
putting it,
for another person's human experience
Pretty much.
and dignity over the reputation of a school. That's flipping crazy. I don't know.
If you can bypass one, why stop there? I mean, that it just begs the question, right? If you're gonna disregard a little girl's well-being
Yeah.
in favor of the school's reputation,
Yeah.
that means you could do it for many, many people.
Oh, yeah,
Because
that's-
like
yeah.
it seems like the more triggering issue for the principal is the fact that people are going to take their kids out of the school.
It's
the
money.
School's going
It's
to lose
money.
reputation. It's money
It's
that they're
money.
not pocketing.
Yeah, it's money.
At the end of the day,
It's money.
nah, that's a
Crazy,
crazy
yeah?
thing. I don't
Crazy.
get it, bro.
So a lot of people took it on race. Oh no, because the principal refused to give his, because they were suspecting that if he's doing this and he's trying to like stand in the way of investigation, it says a lot.
It does.
It's
I
either
mean,
he's trying to protect something, or
Or
not
s-
either,
or someone.
He's literally trying to protect something
He's-
or
yeah.
someone.
protect something or someone, or there's something he knows that he doesn't want becoming public knowledge.
Exactly. So that's why people got outraged, and we saw a lot of people marching, justice for For Cwecwe, justifiable.
Absolutely.
Justifiable.
School getting deregistered from the Minister of Education.
Did you register it?
Yeah, they I don't know if that has been fully it has actually. They have deregistered the school, and now they're threatening to go to the high courts to challenge the ruling from the Minister of Education.
You see the cost of trying to protect evil.
But like rightly so, I think if as the leader of the school, you're gonna be so insensitive about something like this that the reputation of the school takes preference, would you blame the Minister of Education for
I would not.
deregistering?
No, I would not.
She's
I would
well
not.
within her rights to do that, bro.
Of course.
She's well within her rights.
So
to do
yeah,
that.
his DNA has been collected. 3 other suspects as well. The principle was, you marked yourself as a suspect. You put a big target on yourself. Even if you didn't do it, by you just standing in the way, says a lot. But for me, I think I'm focusing more on the caretaker and the driver.
Bro, regardless of who it was, yeah, like it
No,
raises-
not regardless of who it was, bro.
no, either no who. Okay, maybe I'm saying no matter who the suspect is, right?
Yeah.
Look, it's sad for me to say that it's not an isolated incident. Like, you know, it's terrible to even say that it's not an isolated incident, right? I mean, imagine that. Something so horrific. It's not news. I mean, it's
I know.
just thinking about that's crazy.
You know why I'm
It's
focusing
crazy.
on why I said I think it's the caretaker and stuff, and why that is scary.
What is that?
Because this person is not the first time they're around kids like that.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, we went to primary school, we went to junior school. For the most part, when teachers, principals would leave the schools, who was there to watch over the kids waiting for their transportation?
The people, the caretakers, the groundsmen,
Thank you.
etc. So that's dangerous. And now, I think they said something. I'm not sure exactly who it was. I believe the MEC, the Minister of Education. I don't know why I'm saying MEC. Minister of Education said people that are hired by the school, educators, whoever, in whatever capacity,
Yeah.
have to be vetted against the sexual offender's role. And if it means that this is a suggestion, or if they're saying this as a suggestion, it means it's not something that's currently taking place.
Wait, they say it as a suggestion.
Yeah, not even as a suggestion, right? She's rallying for that. Like, yeah, we need
Railing for it.
rallying. It's a rallying cry.
But it should have been the first thing we put into place.
I mean, think about
Are
how
you putting
crazy is
people
that, bro?
into this position and you're not vetting them?
How crazy is that? Like,
And you just think, oh no, because this person can do this and they've done this, it's okay. You let people around kids.
it speaks to the failings of the system, right? And not even the justice system. First and foremost, even the very structures within the education system, that's a big, big, big failure, bro. The fact that it hasn't been implemented, or it isn't implemented wide scale, because if it is implemented, or if it was implemented wide scale, we quickly could have ran there and said, look, but these people...
And worse, it's a private school.
You expect stricter measures from private
Exactly,
schools,
bro.
but that's something that is now a rallying cry. But it seems so reactive, bro. It's super reactive, because it's like, if we are gonna start looking and questioning questioning the system and looking at the system after things happen,
That's
what's
crazy.
the point, right?
That's flipping crazy. I mean, you only cry because it happened.
So how much more needs to happen for the system to become tighter?
Yeah,
as far as the education system
bro,
goes?
I don't know. The thing is,
Speak less of the justice system. Then.
that's the thing. I don't know. We should realize that there's a lot of sick people walking the earth. This is not a gender thing. This is not a gender thing.
It can't be.
It is not a gender thing, but I see how most women would run to the fact that just generalize, make it in general that it's man. Because for the most part, you don't know it is, bro. The common perpetrators of such things is...
Yeah, I mean, it's a gender-based violence case, right?
That's
You've
it.
got to look at it. I don't even know, bro. Like, calling it a gender-based violence case, for me, do you know what that sounds like?
What does it sound like?
It sounds like you're diminishing it somehow.
How?
Because here's the thing, right? If you say it's a gender-based violence thing, right?
Yeah.
It means that it falls into the realm of statistics.
Okay.
Now, it's deeper than that, because this is a 7-year-old child, bro. Like,
Okay.
fine, yes, children do make up statistics. I get it, but surely it's the gravity of it has to be so much more when it's a
Child.
7-year-old child.
When it's a child.
It can't just be classified within gender-based violence.
Yeah.
This is children. It's violence against children, bro.
It is.
Dude, 7-year-old
It's a
child
crime. It's a
is
crime.
young enough to be my kid, bro.
It's a crime
You
against...
think about that.
Yeah, true.
Yo,
It's a
bro.
crime against a child. And this is the only time people are standing up and being like trying to vet and look deep into the schooling system. This should have been done a long time ago, because
It should have, bro.
how many people have gotten away with such?
Yo,
How do we know such things have not happened at this school and the kid just decided to keep quiet?
there might be incidents where it just like fell through the cracks, right? Many incidents that
incidents.
just slipped through the cracks.
Exactly.
They didn't make noise about it, and we don't know. But in this case, come on. Why must this family wait 5 months for anything concrete to happen? What does that say?
The justice system, bro.
Does
For
it
me-
mean it's not important? Is that
For
what
me-
you're saying?
No, for me, it goes back to the justice system and how relaxed it is. Because if such issues were taken seriously, right, gender-based violence cases were taken so seriously, a lot of people or a lot of these things will not just be left like that, unattended, right? Because I saw a video on the mother as well. So the same thing happened to her.
Seriously.
Yeah, the mother to the
Yes.
child. The same thing happened to her, I think in 2014. And you know what? Let's listen.
I heard you talking about the fact that you're also a victim.
Yes, I was in 2014. Yes.
How old were you then?
I was 20. I was 20. I was still at university at the time. I got raped, and the perpetrator, for money paid 8,000 rand. Yeah, dlulisa case to a higher court, a Coxted. seyidlulisiwe khona kwakusuppose buyavela ecourt nge-15 kaJanuary 2015 akafika kwafika iloya yakhe yodwa wathi akamazi ukuba uphi kwa-issue warrant of arrest. 2019 I was working for municipality in Coxted. Ndithe mandiwele cross robot ndambona ehamba ngevan ngebhakhi ndathatha ifowuni ndayifota imoto inumber plate ndahamba naye ematatiyeni same office le bendireporte kuyo ndatsho uba nantsi i-registration number yemoto yomntu owandidlwengulayo bathi kum sisi thina asimazi, that was a lady, sisi thina asimazi ubothatha ifowuni umfote so that thina simazi. That was the end of it.
Bro,
Insane.
1,000 rand bail,
Insane.
and that's a criminal, yeah? That's a criminal walking,
just
yeah?
walking the streets, and you take a picture of their number plate, you report it, and it's like, we don't know who this person is.
Thank you.
And that's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
Oh, bro.
The justice system, bro. The justice system. And for the most part, they will say it's like I stated earlier. I say I do understand where ladies are coming from, because majority of the time, the common denominator, it's man.
Yeah, of course. I
Doing
mean,
this.
we can't even shy away from that, bro.
Yes.
It's just, it is what
And
it
it's
is, right?
everywhere, yeah? It's just those certain cases you see women, right? But for the most part, I do understand where ladies are coming from.
100%. 100%.
And most men will come out and say, no, but it's not all men. You can't put us all in the same box. It's not us, right? And most ladies will be like, oh, no, but you as men should stand up. What would you say in such a case?
Yes, us as men should stand up. I'm sure there were men at the march, weren't they?
There were men at the march.
Absolutely, right? Am I saying that's enough? No, that's not enough. Clearly, we can march as much as we want. It's not going to change how the system operates fundamentally.
Yeah.
It's not going to eliminate the dangers that are present for our children.
Yes.
It's not going to eliminate the many failings that there are. How can men stand up beyond marching and making noise about it?
Yes.
The men that are within the system.
No. Remember, we're talking about men in general.
Men in general.
Yeah, because as a man, right? Ladies, the overall voice on the internet is it's man causing all this.
Yes.
All man.
So
man as in
what do
M-E-N.
men need to do? Yeah.
Yes. And most men will stand up and say, no, but it's not all men. It's not all of us that are
That's
causing
true.
this. You
That's
can't
true.
put us all in the same box. You can't look at me, who's so innocent, no bad record, and is not capable of doing such, right? A good moral citizen, and just classify me overall in the image of that perpetrator.
Yes, and look, here's where our arguments don't matter, right? Now we're playing he said, she said.
Yes.
She said we're all evil. He said not all of
Not
us.
me.
That's completely irrelevant in this case, and in many of these cases. That shouldn't even be a conversation, bro. The conversation should be consensus. Men, yes, we know that a majority of perpetrators are men, right?
Yes.
There are things that men can do, but there are also things that women can do. This needs to be a collective effort. It doesn't need for us to look at people and be like, your group is doing that, and then in rebuttal, that group is like, no, but it's only the few bad apples in this group. Because it takes away the gravity of the problem. Now it looks like it's a gender war.
So
bro.
it's actually not now. It takes away from the problem at hand.
It does. We're not looking at the core problem. That's completely irrelevant, bro. Who's doing what, when, and how?
So in this case, would you say the core problem here is the justice system?
The core problems are the failings of the justice system, the failings of the education system. Those need to be addressed.
Okay.
It's not as men sit down and have a conference and pick out the bad apples.
It's
Cause
you can't do it.
Because you know what? We'd love to do that, wouldn't we? Oh my gosh, that would be so great. It
Mob
sounds
justice.
awesome on
Mob
paper.
justice.
But it's not practical, bro. It really isn't practical.
That's true.
Not to say that we want these guys to exist in our midst. We don't want them. Nobody wants them.
And another thing is you don't know until it's done.
Yeah, fine. But we need to address the core problems, bro. We can't.
Justice
It
system.
can't be a war between two sides, and we're fighting over something that, you know, yes, it affects both of us, but fundamentally we are just like bystanders to this occurrence, unless it happens to you. That can't happen, bro.
So it's
The women are
justice.
justified. Yes, they can say men do something And yes, I'm sure there are men who are doing something, right?
Yeah, but you as a common man, because remember, for the most part, if I was to speak for myself, I'm afraid of other men too, because I know what men are actually capable of. So if you tell me you as man, you should hold other men accountable, I'm going to be like, which man? Because personally, where I'm standing as well, as a common man, I'm afraid of other men as well. So basically, my whole dependence is on the justice system because I can't do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you said something. You're like, must there be mob violence now and mob justice? That's not the right way to go about it. I mean,
That's taking justice into our own hands.
You know what I'm saying? Then what's the point of the justice system?
And what's the point of the law if I'm taking the law into my own hands?
You can't have mob justice. So you can't be like, men take other men into account. Yes, we must take people into, people have to be accountable. You got to hold people accountable. And there are ways that can be done. And at the end of the day, the core problems still need to be solved.
And we look to the justice system because, I mean, they are the holders of the law, no?
They are, yes. Can we do things in small groups? Okay, let's talk to our circle of influence, right?
Okay.
Can we firstly identify this behavior in our circles of influence? And if we do, root it out?
Our circle of influence, bro. The thing is, for the most part, we know our circle of influence, bro. We're surrounded by people who don't have such mentalities. And there's no even evidence that you have people with such mentalities.
It speaks to the first question. Can we identify it in our circles of influence?
Us.
Yes.
Speaking for us.
Ourselves.
Yes. I do believe we can identify it.
Okay. And if identified, what's next? Do we address it? Do we root it out?
You address it, but how do you go about addressing it? Do not look to the justice system as well. You're gonna look to. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, in as much as we might come up with an approach to all this, cool. This is how we address it. If you see this person portraying this type of behaviors, this is how you address it. At the end of the day, you're gonna look to the justice system to solve this issue because you can't take it upon yourself.
Exactly. You're not the law.
You are not the law. Because if you take it upon yourself, guess what? You're breaking the law.
Exactly.
And you become the problem now.
Now you're the problem.
You become part of the stats. I think it's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. I think on a very surface level, I mean, it doesn't apply to this case because this case it's horrific, right?
It's so horrific.
It's terrible. But like on a very surface level, can we address the thing of grown men approaching children in school, right? And I'm talking here maybe a bit like later in school, like let's look at high school, for example, right? Whether within the school system, because inappropriate relationships exist at school.
They do.
We've seen them.
Yeah.
We just didn't say anything, right?
Yes.
Or we thought it was funny or whatever. I don't know why.
No, for the most part, you as a person did not have the capacity, if I should use that word,
maybe I
to go about voicing out your voice, because you know if it's not solved or resolved or confronted, it comes back to you and bites you.
True. Now you look like you're that guy who's snitching and everything.
You might get into trouble because the person you might be reporting, bro, might be very violent. And if the problem is not solved, bro, they come back to you.
Yeah. But like on a very surface level,
yeah,
what measures do you think, okay, apart from or in collaboration with the law, can we take to prevent men approaching young girls in school?
Justice system. Make an example of 10 men. Everyone would have learned that lesson. Not this thing where I'm found guilty, there's evidence, and I pay 1,000 rands and I walk away. If you make a public spectacle of 10 men, 20 men, 30 men who are carrying out such crimes, everyone would have learned their lesson. The problem in here, bro, it's corruption. The justice system has failed. 1,000 rand.
1,000 bail.
It's basically telling him the next time he does the same thing, he's gonna walk free. So what's the likelihood of him carrying out the same crime?
Very high.
Very high, bro. Very high.
Very high.
Very high.
No, you're right, bro. We need a stronger justice system. Easier said than done. I mean, even saying that sounds messed up,
bro,
right?
even the slightest thing, let's just talk about like the littlest, slight, as a society we've reached this point where we can see someone getting attacked, and everyone will mind their own business.
We pretend it didn't happen.
Because you know why? Because we don't have faith in the justice system. Because even if I was to also attack this person, if you know in your mind, if I was to attack this person, guess what? The justice system, if anything was to happen to me, the justice system is actually behind me. I don't think a lot of people would just watch and...
Yeah.
No. But the mere fact if I was to go there, I'm literally on my own.
Yeah. I mean, talk less of the danger you face, right?
You're facing so much danger.
What about the justice system? Because it could make you look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It could make you look very, very bad.
That's the thing.
You go there, you want to defend someone, you end up hurting somebody, now you're in trouble.
You are in trouble. You killed this person. Who told you to enter this thing? Who told you to attack him? Who told you to take justice into your own hands?
You see.
It goes back to the same thing. So, justice system. For me, it's the justice system because we as men are also afraid of other men.
True.
And I mean, that's why I always say this. When I'm with men I do not know, I'm not always comfortable. I told you of the whole incident where I'm coming back late from school and I request for Bolt, right? And this guy comes through. It was late at night. I think it was around 9, right? So you can imagine.
Yeah.
Classes finished so late. It's 9 and this guy comes through. I greet him. I'm sitting in front because I don't sit at the back no more. That's another story again. Horrific story. As we go in, my network, my data, I realize my data is...
Yeah, it's out.
It's out. So I'm trying to get the data. As I'm trying to do that, this guy looks at me, right? Because I'm not minding him. I'm just like, okay, cool, just drive and let me get to my destination because it's late. This guy looks at me, he chuckles. And he says, are you looking at the picture?
The picture?
So now when he says that, are you looking at the picture? I'm trying to buy.
Yeah, data.
I'm like, damn it. I look at him. I'm like, let me check the picture quickly. It's not the same person.
Different guy.
It's a different guy.
Okay.
And this was my first experience of that happening because you actually realize this person is using someone else's fire.
Yeah.
To drive this car. If anything was to happen in this moment, it's gonna go unsolved. And worse, Bolt is the worst thing, bro. It's the worst thing that has ever happened, bro. It's the worst. Have you tried contacting
the customer care line?
The worst thing, bro. You're talking to people who are based in Nigeria.
80.
And they change by the hour.
You don't have the same person corresponding with
It's not the same person, bro. Within a day, you can talk to about 8 consultants.
Sheesh.
If not 10. And how they go about solving this thing is you need to have your phone and access to your email. Supposedly that person took my phone number and I don't know the password to my email. What happens now?
It's bad.
So now I'm riding with this dude. And he says that, and I check the picture, bro, I'm a man. I'm a tall nigga. Right?
Yeah.
I was bigger than the dude. But I was still frightened. Because I realized the dangers that are associated with man. Men are capable of violence. Right? And not only that, what if he has a bunch of dudes waiting in front there?
You never know.
So now, you know what I did? I kept quiet. It was silent. I just put down the window. And mind you, the areas we have to pass through are dodgy. So I put the window down and I'm telling myself, just watch. So I'm vigilant of
You're surrounded.
every
with
place
everything.
it stops at the robot. I'm still, because in any case, if anything was to go down,
Pop it over
I'm
the dish.
jumping out or I'm dying with someone in the car. But remember, I'm a man.
Yeah, and even as a man, you understand the danger. You understand the danger.
Luckily, I got home safe. But then again, I asked myself, imagine if it was a sister in that position.
Bro. Yeah. I don't know, man. Different story, maybe. Yo.
Justice system, bro. And you find out the perpetrator is not even in the system. So fingerprints, you can't find nothing. You can find fingerprints, but there's no evidence. You can't trace him. So there we go, bro.
Yeah, no, justice for Cwecwe, bro. This poor
Justice.
little girl needs as much. Like, I think that just goes without saying.
And can they
That goes
make a
without
public
saying, bro.
spectacle, an example at least?
They need to, bro.
They
Can't-
need to make an example.
Whoever the perpetrator is, this person has to be punished accordingly. Properly, and it must be known that this is what happens when you do this, because that's unacceptable, bro.
Then, lastly, this is another example of a woman who,
Hi, my name is
15-year-old daughter was
here for that today.
sexually,
I am here
Yeah,
to
assaulted.
share
and again, the
about how my
perpetrator
daughter
walked
was
free,
Scot-free.
scot-free.
Yo,
in
got job in another school. Was
Exactly.
released. That's
The only reason why we're hearing about Cwecwe is because the mother spoke up, and
Yeah.
she went to the ends of the earth to speak up.
and good that she did.
Yeah. Now
Thank
imagine
God she
for
did.
people who don't know where to go, they just leave it.
Yo, bro, that's scary. And the fact that look, there's these people walking among us, interacting with our children potentially. That is just frightening, bro. Interact with me rather. Like, I'm a man, I'll fight you off or whatever, but like, not my kids, bro.
Well, that's why I always say I don't trust. Look, I don't trust nobody, but I don't trust strange man around my kids.
Yeah,
I would not trust
strange men around my
strange
kids.
man around my kids. I
absolutely.
will not trust.
Strange anyone around my kids.
I will not trust.
Is and the vetting thing, I can't believe that it hasn't been done yet, but henceforth, let it be there.
I
With
mean,
all
how
the
you
technology that
letting
we have.
a dude around kids and you don't even?
You haven't
How?
vetted. You haven't done a background check on them, bro.
That's
Insane.
Bro, there's this crazy thing. In closing,
We can't shut down the whole country just because one kid was assaulted as 8. She's not the first kid and definitely not the last kid to be assaulted. Men who are posting these Cwecwe justice what think they are special. I'm going to translate this one. It's written in Sepedi. A man can assault a goat. You are here telling us about a child of 7 years old who's fresh and thick. Even if it was I would have done the same. They should have unalived the child after the assault. Ladies and gents, these are some of the utterances that were done or that were made by these people here on their social media platforms.
brother, we're walking amongst predators, bro.
Well, these idiots have done us a favor by identifying themselves and coming out. So, justice system, here's a few people you can make examples with.
Yes.
Deal with these idiots first.
I mean, who has the courage to even write that?
Yeah.
I mean, it tells me that you are actually capable of it. In fact, you have done it and gotten away with, hence the pride and the bravado to speak like this.
No, but then there they are. They just showed us exactly who they are. Now we know who they are. Let's deal with it. There they are.
Scums of the earth, bro. Scums in society. So, yeah, this is it. And, yeah, that's it.
And what more can we say, bro?
That's it. So, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave your thoughts below. We really appreciate it. And I guess we'll be seeing you on the next one. Ciao.